Friends is one of the most beloved TV shows of all time. When it originally aired in 1994, Friends became a near instant favorite through its hilarious bits, outrageous situations, and endearing characters. Roughly 30 years later, fans lovingly remember the show as a lighthearted comedy series with a treasure trove of quotable moments. However, revisiting Friends in the 2020s can be an eye-opening and uncomfortable experience. A product of its time, some of the show's classic jokes relied on outdated ideas and misconceptions. Jokes that once seemed harmless can now feel blatantly sexist, homophobic, transphobic, fatphobic, etc., especially when compared to some of the brilliant writing that the show was known for. These retroactively problematic moments feel like lazy attempts to get a cheap laugh. Despite the show's overall longevity, some of its biggest jokes and plot points have aged like cheese. Keep reading to see 10 classic Friends jokes that have aged poorly and would simply not be tolerated if they were aired today. At number 10, the one with the hot cousin. When Ross and Monica's cousin Cassie, Denise Richards, visited New York, she had to move from apartment to apartment because each friend became uncontrollably attracted to her. In what has often been labeled as Ross Geller's worst moment on Friends, he too found himself attracted to Cassie and attempted to make a move on his cousin. The incestuous moment of objectification and borderline sexual harassment feels incredibly distasteful to this day and age. Next up, at number 9, the one with Ross and Joey's nap. When Ross and Joey took a cuddly nap together, it became a major dilemma for the characters. The two were embarrassed by the accidental nap, but secretly wanted to do it again. When they did, the other friends caught and shamed them. While seemingly harmless, the joke relied on the out-of-date and homophobic idea that physical affection between two men is inherently gay and therefore embarrassing. At number 8, the one with Monica's hair. When the friends went to Barbados to hear Ross speak at a conference, Monica's hair texture changed significantly due to the high humidity. To Chandler's dismay, Monica had cornrows, a traditional black hairstyle done to tame the frizz. Chandler was so disgusted by the look that he could not kiss his wife. This classic Friends moment is now clearly both culturally appropriative and racist. At number 7, the one with Chandler's dad. Chandler Bing's transgender parent, Helena, was given no narrative attention outside her to use as a cheap joke. Throughout the show, Handbasket was dead-named, addressed with the incorrect pronouns, and referred to as Chandler's dad. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, the show's insensitive depiction of Chandler's parent displayed blatant transphobia. Kathleen Turner told Gay Times that she would not accept the role today, feeling that the character aged poorly. At number 6, the one with high school Monica. The Monica fat joke is some of the most infamous running gags from Friends, particularly in a show where every character looked more or less the same. The cheap jokes cultivated an atmosphere of fatphobia that permeated the show and made it difficult to watch back. Beyond the show, fat jokes were an unfortunate staple of late 90s and early 2000s comedies. At number 5, the one with Rachel's assistant. Rachel Green had a few flings on her way to an inevitable relationship with Ross. Of these flings, her romp with her personal assistant, Tag Jones, was certainly the most problematic. The two became involved after Rachel hired him due to her attraction to him. In an age that is much more aware of sexual harassment and unhealthy power dynamics, the relationship now reads as one big red flag. At number 4, the one with the male nanny. When Ross and Rachel searched for a nanny to watch their daughter, Rachel tried to hire a man named Sandy, but Ross refused. He argued that Sandy was weird for doing quote-unquote a woman's job. It is now clear that this joke was built on sexist misconceptions. This idea that it is degrading for a man to do a traditionally feminine job implies that it is degrading to be compared to a woman. At number 3, the one where Joey wears makeup. In the season 1 Thanksgiving episode, Joey showed up wearing makeup and told the gang, "I'm officially Joey Tribbiani, actor/model." To this, Joey quipped, "That's so funny because I was thinking you look more like Joey Tribbiani, man/woman." At the time, the offhanded line played for a lot of laughs. Now it's blatantly transphobic and would certainly not be aired today. At number 2, the one where Rachel shaves Bonnie's head. When Phoebe Buffay set up her formerly bald friend Bonnie with Ross, Rachel grew uncontrollably jealous. In an attempt to lessen Ross's attraction to her, Rachel convinced Bonnie to shave her head again. Rachel's mean-hearted actions toward another woman demonstrated some frustrating internalized misogyny. which does not play well among modern audiences. The gag also relied on the erroneous idea that bald women are ugly, which is simply false. At number 1, the one where Ross dates his student. Ross seemed to be at the center of a lot of the show's most problematic moments. One of his most infamous moments was his relationship with his 20-year-old student, Elizabeth Stevens. The relationship was filled with unsafe power dynamics and an abundance of red flags that make it extremely uncomfortable to watch now. The decision to paint Ross as the good guy even after this predatory relationship seems unfathomable these days. Well guys, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time.